I'm Camille from Camille's Primary Ideas, and today I have a pioneer-themed Would You Rather singing time activity. Now, this review activity can be sung with any songs, any primary songs, but I highly suggest you at least sing some pioneer-themed primary songs, and most specifically, the primary song Whenever I Think About Pioneers. If you didn't know, this primary song, Whenever I Think About Pioneers, is a two-part double melody song, so making it perfect to use for this activity because you'll be creating different groups and those two groups can sing the different parts together. Anyway, super fun. All right, so what you'll need for this activity are these pioneer-themed Would You Rather cards. I printed mine on cardstock and just cut them in half, really easy. And honestly, you don't even really need the cards printed. You could just, read them from your phone, from a list. Anyway, to keep it as easy as you like. And then I do have this Would You Rather, this little cover page you can hang on the board optionally. And then I suggest definitely posting the words, especially if there are songs that you're not reviewing, but that may be new. Like this song is, your primary is probably unfamiliar. I'm fairly unfamiliar with this primary song as well. So I just thought it would be a great idea just to pull it out and we'll just sing it and learn it and have a really good time with it. All right, so these printables and all these on the board can all be accessed using the link below. Okay, so for primary, since this is a double melody, usually I would post the words over the back of my music stand, but I do like having, this is a double melody, like I said, and you've got the first verse and the second verse, and they can be overlapped. So it's kind of hard to have just the one verse shown at the same time. So this is why I kind of like to have them on the board so they can both be displayed at the same time. Otherwise, over the music stand works. Maybe you have two music stands, and that would work great too. This is just easy. Okay, so I've got the words on the board, and I've got my activity, my Would You Rather cards. So to play, all you're going to do is read the question along the top of the card. And then the children, you're going to give them countdown from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And they are going to choose which they would rather by going to either side of the room. So, for instance, this question says, would you rather be part of a wagon train or a handcart company? So you would say, if you choose the wagon train, I want you to come to this side of the room. If you choose the handcart company, I want you to come to this side of the room. And you've got countdown from 5 to make your decision. 4, 3, and they're just going to quickly move. All right, so that's how you're getting your two groups. And then once you've got your groups, you're going to sing. Whenever I think about pioneers, I think of brave women and men. So this side, whoever chose the handcart company, they're going to be singing this verse. Whoever chose the wagon train, they're going to be singing this verse. Now, they might be unfamiliar with it, and that's all right. They can the words are up there, so if they can read, they can sing along with you. You and the teachers can sing. We're just kind of getting them familiar, and by the end of singing time, we've hopefully sung this a lot, that they're more familiar with the melody, the words, the tune, all that. And it's okay that they don't know it. That's why we've got the words here up on the board. We've got some movement, lots of fun activities. So if they engage with this primary song in any way, I am happy. Okay, so we've got our group. We've sung this one, first group, second group, then the first group can go back here, and the second group can go back here. Now, like I said, this is a double melody. I probably wouldn't do the double melody right at first, because that might get a little tricky, unless they're very familiar with it. Maybe your primary knows this song well. So I would just keep it separate, and then we're going to go on to the next Would You Rather card. So this one says, would you rather milk cows or gather chicken eggs? So I'm going to count down from 5, and you're going to pick a side, which you would rather. 4, 3, and it doesn't take any talking. 2, 1. Okay, so we've picked our groups. Now you've got your new group singing this side, your second group singing this side, and voila. And if you really want, you can do, before they move, you can actually have each side just switch. So both groups each time are singing both verses. So say the cows started off singing this one, and the chicken group was this one. So we're going to sing it again. We're going to switch. So before you move, they've sung both parts equally. So it really doesn't matter where they sat. Okay, so we're going to keep going, and this is kind of the gist of it, but we're going to keep adding on just some things to keep this engaging with the kids. All right, so our next group, maybe this time we're going to start, since we're getting more and more familiar with this, we're going to do the double part melody together. This question, would you rather stay up late to blow out lanterns at night or wake up early to blow the morning bugle? All right, so that's this card, really fun. And they get to choose. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to sing. All right, so this time our groups, the first group's going to sing this one, second group's going to sing this one, and then we're going to, if you notice, this fourth verse, so let's say 1, 2, third and fourth verses are the same words, but actually in the song, the melodies are different. So they can start singing it together. And if you want, I suggest maybe getting another teacher or leader up here, one to help lead the singing with this group and the other to help lead the singing with that group. Okay, so this is we're kind of gradually adding on with the song as we're getting more and more familiar with it, adding a little more challenge. Okay, so we're gonna do it again. We've got our next question. Here's our next card. Would you rather encounter a rattlesnake or a coyote on the trail? Okay, you got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hopefully they've moved, made their group, etc. Okay, so then maybe this time you would do another double melody. And maybe, like I mentioned, have both sides sing both verses before switching, just so you're not spending all your time switching, lots of singing. Okay. So maybe we'll do the double melody a second time. We'll do our next question. Here we go, there's another one. Would you rather sew your own clothes or grow your own food? I was going through these questions. I'm like, man, these are hard. I don't know. Both of those sound really hard. So would you rather sew your own clothes? You're going to be sitting on this side of the room. If you're going to grow your own food, you're going to be on this side. So this is what you're going to be singing, depending on which one you chose. All right, so this time, now what's really fun about this is you're getting more familiar with the song. We're going to add in some chimes with our groups. So hopefully your board at church is bigger than mine. I ran out of room. But you can hang these all on the board, the chime charts on one side. I'll just get one up here for a visual. I didn't pull out all my magnets either. All right, so we've got a chart here for that verse, and we do have a chart, but I'm not gonna go there yet. All right, so I recommend chimes for celebrating the pioneers. I don't know what it is. They're just kind of a more old-fashioned instrument. I like to think that the pioneers played chimes just because it's, metal pipe. I don't know what they did. I did some research. I couldn't find anything on it, but it's just me. Chimes are just really fun, I think, for celebrating the pioneers. So if you don't have a set of chimes, you can also do handbells. That's what I love about the charts that I make. I have retrofitted my chimes so they now fit with all of my chime charts. And I have the link below explains everything, how I've done all this and where I get my chimes and what I recommend. But if you don't have chimes, use handbells. And like I said, you don't even have to do this part. This is just optional and additional. Chimes are usually a little less expensive than handbells, which is great, and they're usually a little quieter, so in tone, which that can be both good and bad. If you're wanting like a really great sound, maybe you're using them to sing in tracker meeting, I'd probably do handbells. But for primary, if you're wanting just to keep things a little quieter, the chimes work great. They are maybe a little more technical for little hands to use, but that said, they cannot break these. So pros and cons to both. I love using both. It's just fun to change up the medium in primary all the time. Okay, so now what you're going to be doing is when you create your new group, we're going to read our card. Would you rather cross the plains in the summer heat or in the cold winter? I would take the heat, hands down. But some might prefer the cold. So we've got our two groups. Now one group is going to be doing the chimes. So that's why we've got our chime charts up on the board. So whenever it's their turn to sing, they'll be chiming the melody rather than singing it. It's kind of hard, especially for kids, to sing and ring at the same time. So if you have one group singing, one group chiming, it really works really great. And it's nice because you probably don't have enough chimes for every child to have one, but you don't want that because you want some of the primary children to still be singing. All right, so and then what you can do is pull out the other chime chart for the other group and switch if you want. Well, it's gonna be too heavy. So there's just lots of variety with this. You can either keep one chime chart to one side of the room, or one chime chart to the other, and then or create your groups or whatever. So nobody's going to get tired or bored because they're going to be singing something different, ringing something different all throughout this activity. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly read the rest of these questions just because they're kind of fun. So the next one is, would you rather sing pioneer songs around a campfire or listen to pioneer stories? So then we're just creating more groups and we're just ringing and singing, going back and forth. So with or without the chimes or handbells, whatever's easiest. Next one, would you rather go to school in a one-room schoolhouse or help on the farm all day? All right. It really makes you think about some of these activities that the pioneers, they did some hard things. Would you rather spend a day dipping candles or molding clay bricks? My family and I, we went to Nauvoo this past spring and we got to do both of those, dip candles and make bricks. And it's amazing the amount of time that goes into all these things that we really take for granted. You know, we don't make our own bricks to build our house and we don't create our own light. Would you rather wear pioneer boots or moccasins? Just something to think about. Would you rather cross a river or climb a mountain in a wagon? Would you rather carry water from a stream or gather firewood? And would you rather have a pet ox or a pet chicken? We own chickens, so I know my children would pick the chickens. I don't know, they might pick the ox though because we already have the chickens. Would you rather churn butter or grind wheat? So much work, so much work. Or we just go to the store for both of those. Would you rather sleep under the stars or under the wagon? And I think this is the last one. Would you rather eat only homemade whole wheat bread or dried fruit and jerky? Anyway, so there's just kind of some fun activities that gets children thinking about just the things that the pioneers had to do, all while singing some pioneer songs, or I mean really singing any primary songs. And then in addition to just using some fun chimes, keeping things simple and singing time. So I hope that helps you celebrate the pioneers in singing time this week. I would love to hear how it goes in the comments.